Yes. 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 Does Omaha's Terrence Crawford really want the big fish? Do we? Do we not? You guys, for all the boxing fans, last night, yesterday evening was a big scare, and all the information started breaking yesterday evening in reference to the Terrence Crawford um, Spence fight. And this right here is something I told people. I told them, Terrence didn't want this. He did not want this. And now it's proof in the pudding. You can dress it up however you want, but facts are just facts. And what we're going to do here on Hot Topics this evening, we're going to lay out some hardcore facts for people to just go down the rabbit hole and see what all Terrence did, him and his camp, to tell everybody he didn't want this. He told us he didn't want it. Now, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, you can call at 704-530-4920 to Urban Voice Media Hot Topics. If you have something you want to say in reference to this pull out by Terrence Crawford, yes, pull out. And, I'm ready for some people tonight. I want someone to please define to me if they feel Terrence did not pull out. Define that to me when we got this right here. Mm-hmm. 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 Now you see that right there? That right there tells me something in reference to why Terrence pulled out. Check it out. This right is Terrence's trainer, Brian McIntyre. 2003, Friday, January 24th, 2003, in Rosemont, Illinois. He's fighting Art Binkowski. You see what happens. One of Omaha's finest right here, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Mama said knock somebody out, and somebody did. They got KO'd. Now, my thing on it is this right here. Everyone kept saying that Terrence Crawford knocked out or took out Sean Porter. Did he? Watch what happens at the end. There's a difference in a KO and a TKO. Watch this right here. Keep watching. Stop. A big difference. TKO, technical knockout. KO is a knockout. And see, everyone was bragging. Look at what Terrence did to Spence. I digress. We're going to get deep into that a little later on into this session because we got a lot to dig into with this Terrence Crawford pull out. You can't. It's hard. I stutter because I told
This jokes, don't nobody call the people on me, right? These are just jokes.
I'm looking for you, Earl. Where you at? I'm in the ocean. You say you the big fish. I'm looking for you.
Fucking kooky ass shirt.
Where your ass at? Oh, whole ass. Well, you got a lot of room to hide in this motherfucker. I don't know if I can find you in the ocean.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm gonna stop right there. Now he said, I'm gonna go back for a moment.
Where your ass at?
And I'm gonna reel this tape back just a little bit. All right, to right about here. Now, Terrence said, let me go a little forward. Maybe right there. Terrence said that he was looking for Earl. He was looking for big fish. Now, I spent 2 years out in Omaha, Nebraska. There's no water nowhere around other than the Missouri River, Lake Manawa. I mean, you can swim across that in, 35 seconds. For those of us who live near serious water, we know that in order to get to the big fish, you got to go out further into the ocean to get to the big fish. If that's what you really want. Just look at you. As Antoine says, look at you. You got to go further out. So that right there is telling you guys already. Do he really, really want some big fish? I went in time for a reason. Yeah, for a reason. Talk if you want to talk. Say it. Hold your breath if you want to hold your breath. But I ain't holding nothing back. Terrence knows nothing about big fish. Nothing. Because he's right there. You see it. He's right there at the sand. We're gonna.
I said.
He's right there at the
Oh,
sand.
whole ass.
In the
We got a
hotel.
lot of room to hide in this motherfucker.
Really?
I don't know if I can find.
Everybody knows, Terrence, if you want to get to the big fish, you got to go out into the water. You barely got your feet wet, son. Come on, man. You barely got your feet wet. And you looking for some big fish. No, you weren't. That was telltale number one, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't want the big fish. He did not want them. I don't know what he wanted, but he did not want the big fish. What it sounded like he may have wanted was the guppies in Lake Manawa. That's what it sounded like Terrence might have wanted. He didn't want the big fish. Listen to what else he got to say. Oh, so much mouth. Oh, my gosh.
Find you in the ocean. See, this the ocean big in the motherfucker, man. We ain't gonna be able to find your punk ass out here.
Right. Not where
Got a
you
lot of
at.
places to hide.
I want Terrence Crawford next.
That's all right. That's all right. Spence, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because this right here, this is breaking news. Terrence didn't want that heat. He didn't want it. What it seemed like Terrence was doing was catfishing. That's what he was doing. He was doing nothing more but catfishing. That's all he was doing. Now, I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why I say he knows nothing about fish. For the 2 years I was out in Omaha, Nebraska, I fought hard to find a fish camp out there. And it's pathetic. Pathetic. There's several out there that, are pretty decent. I did find one out in Iowa. That was okay. But Omaha, nothing about fish there. Several fish camp, we call them camps over on the East Coast. We call them camps. They call them markets. It was nothing. It was when you go to a fish camp, ladies and gentlemen. If there's not slaw on the menu or hush puppies, even baked potato, y'all say potato or potato, whichever one. You're not at a fish camp. You somewhere where they're pretending to sell fish. You're not at a fish camp. I'm not going to give shout outs to one that I did feel that was great because I don't want anyone to feel, because I'm getting ready to go in. I don't want anyone to feel that, hey, why and how did I link their name to this video here in reference to what Terrence Crawford done. But I'm going to digress and go back into it. But I just wanted people to understand the reason why I knew Terrence was not looking for big fish. Because he don't know nothing about fish. Not from Omaha. No. You can barely even get fish unless you're going to one of the big old chains that's nationwide. Like, once again, I ain't going to call no names. But Terrence Crawford, he knows nothing about no fish. Knows nothing about no fish. Now, people, as you heard in that video, Terrence said he's looking for big fish.
I'm looking for you, Earl. Where you at?
He said, I'm looking for you, Earl. Where you at? You know where he at. He down in Dallas, where you didn't want to fight for whatever reasons. Now, it went back and forth for months and months on. Now, I'm going to go back for a moment and tell you guys something. You remember, Earl fought Urdanus Ugas back in April, I think it was April 16th of this year. The second quarter of this year, he fought. Terrence's last fight was with Sean Porter, which was November. Now, I'm going to do some mathematics for you guys because I don't know what's going on out in Omaha in reference to educationists. But you got December, January, February, March, April. 5 months. So that, April, we're going to put May in there. Now, he had 6 months to prepare for a tune-up fight, knowing that Earl was fighting in April. He chose not to. Telltale sign number one. If you felt you needed a tune-up fight before fighting Earl, because Earl said he didn't need tune-up fights. He said he want to go for the mustard. He going for belts. He's going to get them all. He said day number 1, did as he said and went along the lines and done it. Now, I go back to Terrence. You waited. You saw you even talked junk in reference to him, being you and your people, being a drunk and wanting to party all the time, not taking it serious. You were hoping that he didn't look good with you guys. So therefore, you would have said, hey, let me go ahead and get this fight in now. But see, people, Terrence was looking at his legacy. He also stated he didn't need Earl. Earl needed him. Why would he state he didn't need Earl? Why would he state that? He stated that because he's already in the Hall of Fame. He don't need nothing else to prove for him. Earl need him because Earl want to go on. Earl has a mission. His direction is toward getting the belts and going higher and higher and higher. Terrence is satisfied. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would surprise me if he fight again after this next fight that he has coming up in November. It would surprise me. But see, there's been a big con that went on. A big con. Now, how is it that Terrence all of a sudden, he pops out at the 12 o'clock hour and says, hey, I now have a fight. I'm fighting in Omaha, Nebraska against a David Vincian. I guess that's how you say his name. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this right here. I'm going to show you something who David is. And y'all bear with me now. Bear with me. I'm going to show you something. Where is it at? That's David right there. 29 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. 17 win by KO. His loss was an actual KO itself. He's from the UK. He's originally from Russia. 34 years old. Now, when I went down, I scrolled down and looked at. Let's get this up here. I scrolled down and looked at some of his fights. Of course, as you see it right there at the CHI Health Center in Omaha. That's where the fight's going to be with Terrence. Do you recall any of these names? Well, I got to keep going further down. As I go further down, some names do come up on the radar that I do know. Lamont Peterson, that was back in 2017. Shane Mosley, Shane was retired 2016. And he lost. He won against Shane, but he lost against Lamont Peterson. This guy did. Now, I'm going to say it once again. Who is David? Y'all help me understand this. You see it right there on your screen. You see it. Who is David? Someone no one heard of. No one. Now, the reason why I shared it with you guys is because I've said it to a lot of family members and friends. Terrence knows what he's doing. He knew that there was a point in time where he was going to have to come across the big boys. Once he saw them on the radar that these guys are tough. And at that point in time, he was undefeated. He said, hey, it's more of undefeated legacy for me than it is stardom, because he knew he wasn't going to get that. And the telltale sign we also received was when Bob Arum, he had told us, but Bob had so much flakiness going on with. We wanted to trust Terrence. We wanted to believe in Terrence. We wanted to, not doubt that Terrence was telling the truth. But the way this deal right here was done, you can't help but say Bob told the truth. Terrence is someone difficult to deal with. He's someone difficult to negotiate deals with. Now, how is it that at the 12 o'clock hour, you come up with a venue, a date, and the tail of it is, let me go up to some of these notes up here. The tail of it, they said that, man, this is funny. They said that, Man, this is too funny. They say that Terrence is looking at 8 figures, $10,000 payday. I'm gonna share something with you guys. All right, and this is only because I promote shows myself. Arena attendance. Let's say 40,000 people come to the arena and they spend $50,000. That's $2 million. That means in order for Terrence to get the other 8 million of his purse, only his purse, there would need to be 200,251 pay-per-view subscriptions at $39.95, and that's what the subscriptions are going for, $39.95, and that comes to a total of $8,027.45. Now that would total his purse, Crawford's purse only, for $10 million. This means 65,251 more people pay-per-view buys than his Porter fight. Ain't that something? Now, why did I bring that up? I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you exactly why did I bring that up. The devil is a lie. I hope somebody get this, though. I really hope someone gets this. All right. Now, this is, I'm going to show you what this is. This is Ring TV. And this is November the 7th. It says, from the moment Terrence Crawford Sean Porter was announced as an ESPN Plus pay-per-view, it was doomed to have a poor turnout. 135,000 buys. It's nothing short of a dismount, but it shouldn't come to a surprise to anyone. 135,000. Now, let's go back here. Remember right here, where in the yellow, ladies and gentlemen, where I said he would have to come up with 200,000. How in the hell is Terrence Crawford by himself in Omaha, Nebraska? No shame to Omaha, Nebraska. There's a lot of people out in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, there's some numbers on that as well. So people won't, get on and say, hey, he can do it. Not doubting that he can. Wish him well on getting it. I won't be buying it. But especially someone, David. David who? Dude, you got Keith Thurman. You got Staniosis. You got Boots. You could have grabbed either one of them. Would you go to David? We're going to show why he went to David. But you went to David. Okay. All right. Now, there's the population of brothers and sisters out in a projected population, let me put it that way, is 61,000 brothers and sisters. Now, that's not to say, that's why I said 40,000. Now, I'm not saying that only black people are going to come to Terrence's fight, but that's a mixture of black and white. Because you're not going to get all 60,000 brothers and sisters who come see you, Terrence, because not all 60,000 like boxing the way they might like professional football, professional basketball, college football, college basketball. I'm just saying, Terrence, even though you're from the neighborhood, you might be from, strolled up and down 72nd Street. All right, cool, got you. Give you a bean for it. Bruh, you got to do some real, and you don't like to promote. That's one big thing that Bob Arum had with you. You don't like to promote. But here we go. Here's some numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, only Terrence Crawford. This is what would need. Say the tickets are $50 a pop. 40,000 people will have to buy those tickets at $50 a pop to come up with 2 million. His pay-per-views will need to be, when he ain't never brung in 200,000 pay-per-views. Never. And it's set at $39.95. Really? Terrence, most people is like $69.95 on up, dog. Pay-per-views. Why you $39.95? You're going to have to do 200,000 in order to get an $8 million purse on pay-per-views to come up with that 10 million. Now, I say this to Terrence Crawford and his camp. Slick. Very slick. Reason why I say you slick is because you knew good and darn well that you didn't want to fight Spence. Ladies and gentlemen, who negotiates a deal with one party and negotiate the same deal? Well, let me take that back. Not the same deal. Negotiates a similar deal with the same type of party at the same time. They did it for leverage. They did it so they can say, hey, if we can't get this kind of money out of you, we'll just go ahead and take the Spence fight. By you fighting us, that's going to make your people look good. It's going to make your people look like you can deal with us and the PBC can't deal with us. It's going to make it look like your people is more willing to do the right thing and Earl's people is not willing to do the right thing. You did some con jobbing right here. You did some con job. Now, there was another guy, like I said. Why won't Terrence fight Boots, Virgil, Stoniosis, or Thurman? Why won't you, Terrence? You wanted a tune-up fight. Neither one of these guys are below that David guy. And just to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm ace 100 on what I'm talking about. I don't know if Virgil might be, but we're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. You have the boxing ranks. All right, here we go, right here. Check it out. Now that David guy, he is under Earl. He's ranked. He's number 4. Why Ugas is way number 6 puzzles me. But look where Virgil Ortiz is. Look what Boots is. Look what Keith Thurman is. They're all up top. All up top. Why come he couldn't get a tune-up with one of these guys? Talk to me, family. You see it on the screen. Why he couldn't get a tune-up fight with one of them guys? Simple. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. And and it tickles me that this tickles me.
You say you the big fish, I'm looking for you. Fucking poopy ass shirt. Where your ass at? Oh, whole ass. Well, you got a lot of room to hide in this motherfucker. I don't know if I can find you in the ocean. See, this.
Let the truth be told, Terrence. You didn't look for him. You didn't look for him. You didn't want to look for him. You didn't care to look for him. You didn't care to look for him. Now, Terrence, he said he needed a tune-up fight. And, in order to fight Earl. Earl, I'm going to be real with you, bro. I won't waste no more time on Terrence. I really wouldn't. I would not waste no more time on Terrence because Terrence got nothing but game. I said it a long time ago. I felt Terrence was light in the butt. And you can tell him Bomac's demeanor after seeing the Earl Spence fight was totally different. It was totally different. Now, let's get to the contract deal. The PBC sent back to Crawford what he asked for. And then for 2 weeks, could nobody get him on the phone, messaging, couldn't nobody get him to respond. Then after Earl got it on social media and put up, what's the deal? No one's getting a response out of Crawford. He then says, it's too late. He now got to deal with this David guy. He has a fight in Omaha, and that's what concerns me. Really, dude. Really? Like I say, no shame to Omaha, but really, Terrence. This right here alone shows that you're not serious. This right here alone shows that all credibility to Team Crawford is shot out. How can you negotiate now, Terrence? And that's my thing, people. This is why I say Terrence knew he did not ever want to fight Earl. He knew that. Once he saw what Earl looked like against Ugas. And remember, everyone claiming, oh, Ugas beat Crawford when they was amateurs. He can beat him now. Crawford knew it. He can beat him now. How can you, and if you're saying that it's about the money thing, how can you take a fight like this right here, then go to Earl and say, all right, I took my tune up, now I'm ready. Now I want that 50-50. I want that 60-40. Dude, I would give you 80-20 and give you 24 hours to respond. And if you can't sign a contract in 24 hours, the hell with you. If you decide, Earl, it's worth your time to play around with this boy. Personally, I wouldn't do it if I was your team. I wouldn't do it. Because my thing's right here. Even though Earl said he didn't want to fight Thurman, but now Earl's left to fight these guys. It says two, but there's actually two more guys, Ortiz and Boots. So my thing is, and a lot of people's thing is, it's proof in the pudding. Earl said a long time ago when he didn't have no belts what he wanted to do. Even when Terrence had his belt and he couldn't get Terrence to act right then, he said he's gonna clean up the street and get all the belts, and then he coming after you. Old boy sat back and watched that. Old boy didn't try to intervene and get one of them belts himself. His efforts was not sincere. When I say didn't try, meaning his efforts was not sincere to say, hey, let me go grab some of these belts before Earl. Now, Earl went and fought these guys, beat them. And my thing is, guys, there's a person the same after they get beat, especially a tough beat. Are they the same? What contender has Terrence fought that was a high-level contender, meaning high enough to where after Terrence beat him, it was in line for Earl to come and fight him? What contender was it? Yeah, none. Absolute zero. No contender. No contender came in and said, hey, you know what? Of a high caliber, said, you know what? Terrence wants to fight me. I'm gonna fight him. No contender got beat by Terrence, and it was in line for Spence to fight. Not one. So Spence fans, friends, not Spence, excuse me, Crawford fans and friends of Crawford. Come on, man. Y'all knew this. Y'all knew that this was number games. Y'all knew it. You knew it. You knew it. My boy told you. And listen.
Crawford next.
You're gonna make that happen?
Huh?
You're gonna make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm gonna get these straps. I'm gonna go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you. Man down. Strap season. I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
He told you. He said, this is the fight I want. This is the fight everyone wants. This is the fight the fans want. And then he said, Terrence, I'm coming for that belt. What did Terrence do? He went back to Omaha, locked the damn doors, and bolted the damn basement. And sent everybody else outside to go get groceries and stuff for him. Follow me now. Who's been doing the majority of the talking? That camp, running that mouth. Little guppies running around talking shit to Earl and everything. Yeah. Little KDs running around in another term. You know, even Bernie the Boxer, you know, doing his thing on his page and everything. You know, come on. Bernie even said it himself. A lot of them was telling us how he didn't want this fight. It says, all right, if Terrence is truly serious, why won't he fight a credible fighter versus wasting his time on David? Not saying David is a bum, but I'm just saying there's 4 people higher than David. Are you really truly serious, Terrence? Nah. And the other thing is, Terrence did not announce this. I think I said it earlier until the ESPN news break, and they said that they was having concerns because Crawford's camp was holding the contract for weeks, and then he comes out with this. You know, I got a scheduled fight. Subject, very very subject. Remember when Earl said, when Terrence said Earl needs him more than he wants Earl. If you want unification, if you want what the other man has, those words would never come out your mouth. People, I get it. You might love Bud. People, I get it. You grew up with him. He's your homeboy. But when a man tells you, I don't need that more than they do, I'm satisfied with not getting it. They don't want it. Even Bomac. Bomac says, he said that, that the Yugas fight would be a tough matchup for him. That's a tough guy on the radar. That was the words he used. It was a real tough guy on the radar. Mm-hmm. But you let Spence fight Ugas and not you. And Spence, he stayed to his gun and said, I don't need a tune-up fight. Now, he said that Crawford had said that the fight would happen on down the line. Remember when he said that? I think he was on the Sean Porter's Way podcast when he said that. He said the fight would be on down the line. Does that sound like someone who really want to fight? You just heard what Spence said. He said, I want Terrence Crawford next. He didn't say on down the line. He said next. This is actions of a man. Listen, people. This is actions of a man who wants to fight.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Who did he say?
I want Terrence Crawford next.
I want Terrence Crawford next. I want Terrence Crawford
I want Terrence Crawford next.
You heard him? That's what he said. He said he want Terrence Crawford next. But Terrence come out and says, that fight that'll happen on down the line. He also said if he didn't get the Earls, he said he didn't need Earl for his legacy. And if the Earl Spence fight and him don't happen, he'll move up to 154 and fight Charlo. Boy, sit down. Sit down. Texas is too big for you, son. Texas is too big for you. At least they know where water is and how deep the water is and what type of fish is in that damn water. At least they know. That's why I say Texas is too big for you, and he knows it. He knows the Charlos and the Spence is just too much for him. He knows it. He knows it. Come on, people. Come on. And, it's also recorded where Terrence's team, they recorded saying that sometimes you don't have to get it. You do not need the good fights. Excuse me. It says sometimes you don't get the good fights that you want. And Bernie the Boxer also, he talked about bringing fights home to Omaha. So that right there goes to tell you. Their thing now is this right here. It wouldn't doubt me that Terrence do fight twice next year. But those fights will be with more Davids. Davids. Yeah, Joe. Most definitely. But, I don't want to see that fight. I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. That's a fight right there I do not want to see. Because I agree with you cold-hearted. At least I felt like the Earl Spence and Crawford fight would be a sincere, good fight. Do I feel Spence will beat him? Yes, I do. Because I just feel he's too strong for Bud. I really do. But you should have been honest, Bud, man. You should have just been real. Should have been real. I mean, in our days and time, we met a lot of people who talk loud and ain't really saying nothing. And when you talk loud, that tells a lot about you, man. It tells a lot about you, especially when you're talking loud. That whole, this mess right here, this right here.
I'm looking for you, Errol. Where you at?
That right there was suspect to me. You said you were in the ocean looking for Earl. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You were actually walking on the sand next to the water looking for Earl. That right there, you don't do clown mess like that right there. This and that video, ladies and gentlemen, was after what Earl did. If you really wanted Earl, number one, you talking about you don't like going to his fights, and now Earl said he didn't like going to yours, but he went to your Porter fight. He did that because what Earl wanted was your ass. Since you want to talk about you looking for his ass, what Earl wanted was your ass. So he wanted to show the people, I'm a man of my word. I'm coming for what I know. I'm coming for what I say. I'm coming for what I do. And he did just that. But you didn't show up. You showed up at one of his fights, but you weren't even you wasn't even in the it wasn't even in the making for you at that point in time when you showed up at one of his fights. I can't remember which fight it was, but it wasn't even in the making. But you knew after that Ugas fight. Now that was my thing. Let's say Earl would have got beat. It would have been perfect for you to get into the ring with Ugas. You're scared of that too. I'm gonna be real. I felt by what Bo Max said that he's on the radar and he's real good. You know why he was real good? Because he tapped that ass when y'all was younger. I feel that you guys knew that either one of whichever way it goes, you didn't want that smoke. You did what you did. You stayed in Omaha. You had the money to go there. Come on, man. It wouldn't have cost you much. You might have got a freebie, a ticket to get in, to go get up close. Therefore, you could have got up there and got in the ring. You chose not to. You sat at home and then went to the beach and went out there talking about you looking for big fish. No, you weren't. You playing games, man. Playing games. See, the thing about it, these youngsters, us cats my age, we smell straight through you. I was telling people a long time ago, Terrence don't want this. He don't want this. And it's troublesome. How do you book a venue, confirm a date with another fighter, while at the same time you negotiating a deal with Earl? Now, you say that you wanted to fight in November, and you told PBC that. November. Here we go adding again. I don't know what the hell's going on out in Omaha, Nebraska. And surely, if it's the school system, I'm hoping the school system from the time Terrence and his camp was in school has tremendously changed. If it hasn't, then someone needs to get to Nebraska and see what the hell is going on in the school systems of Omaha, Nebraska, because somebody can't count. December, January, February. That's 3 months away. So you couldn't trim the tree. You couldn't get in shape. Giving you a little bit more time to, number one, buck up so that you can have some beef on you to tighten things up, to make sure you tight. So when Earl started hitting the rib cage, you can withhold it. You can stand the length of time with them. 3 months. So you need a tune-up now. November. And I think it was February the 4th they were looking at. You couldn't do it then. Boy, bye. You playing too much, man. You and your whole camp playing too much. Playing entirely too much. I couldn't put $1 down on you. I couldn't. And honestly, for shits and giggles, I would put money down on you against this David dude, but I'm not. I can't support people like this, man. I can't. And I'm not telling nobody else how to live their life and how to do their things. But I personally can't support a guy who misleads someone. Forget the fans. Forget us. Forget the commentators. Forget the shows and everything. But I personally cannot support a man or a woman who purposely mislead for another cause when you could have been man enough to come out your mouth and say, hey, I don't want that fight right now. That's all you had to say. Therefore, Earl could have went on and started negotiating a deal with someone else and had him another fight for this year. But he's sitting around waiting on you. Come on, bro. You're playing games, man. You're playing games. Playing games. You're playing games. One too many games. Once again, I'm not promoting this dude's fight, but, and I don't mean to be rude to you either, Terrence, when I say dude. To me, Earl is a dude. You know, any man is a dude. So I'm not trying to be rude or nothing like that in that regards. But, dude, you're wrong. December the 10th is, excuse me, yeah. Is it December 10th? I think it's December the 10th is your scheduled date. This is another kicker right here. Let me make sure that's right. Let me go back over here. Yeah, let's see. Let me go down. Let me go down a little. Yeah, that was right. December the 10th is the scheduled date at the and I'll show this right here. I'll show this for people. Just to show, I'm like I said, but by no means am I promoting his show, but it is what it is. Let me make sure. There it is. That right there is the information of the Terrence Crawford fight. And look at old boy, 34 years old, UK fighter, originally from Russia. No one's heard of him other than the UK. What more can I say? December 10th, as he's facing current European champion and WC number 4 ranked David Ambiancian. I guess I don't know how to say that. But he's at the CHI Health Center in Crawford's hometown, Omaha, Nebraska. I wouldn't mind flying home and spending time with the in-laws to see the fight if this was Terrence Crawford and Boots. If this was Terrence Crawford and Ortiz. If this was Terrence Crawford and Thurman. Terrence Crawford, Staniosis. I wouldn't mind coming, flying home. Not home, but flying to, get that out of my mouth. Throw that away. Flying out to Omaha. No shame, no hate on Omaha. That just ain't my home. But anyway, flying out to Omaha to see this fight. But I can't because this is why right here. He's looking for guppies in Lake Manawa. Now I will say this right here. His team is a man of their word. Bertie and Barks said they're looking to bring fights to Omaha. He didn't lie. Bruh, there's not enough money. No shame on Omaha. No shame on the brothers and sisters in Omaha. There's not enough money there, man. This ain't gonna work. It will not work. And to top it off, it's on BLK Prime, the pay-per-view. What the heck? Let me go. Let me do this. BLK Prime. See what the hell this is. BLK Prime Boxing. You don't even say what BLK even means. People ain't gonna see. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not even gonna go there and do it. I just know this right here. I wouldn't waste my money on $39.90. What is it? $39.95, and don't know whether or not I'm gonna get that subscription. Really, BLK Prime. Okay, all right. Something nobody heard of. Gotcha. But that's not to say, ladies and gentlemen, you shouldn't go spend your money, your hard-earned money, and watch this fight. I'll wait. I won't even wait and watch it. Put it that way. For me, it's a waste of time. I'll go on and watch the wonderful fights that are coming up for the rest of the year. This is not a wonderful fight. That I stand firmly on. This is not a wonderful fight because of Terrence Crawford. Ran played chicken. Just couldn't get itself together enough to say, you know what? I ain't the number one pound for pound. It'd have been nice if he'd have said, I'm not the number one pound for pound, but this gentleman right here is. That'd have been nice. It'd have been nice if you'd have been honest, Terrence, and just said, you know what? Earl is the man. I don't want that smoke. You knew when you saw what you saw, April of this year, you, your team, knew it was over. But you couldn't come clean. You couldn't come clean and honestly say, you know what? That ain't what I want. What I want to do is fight another fight. Hopefully I can get some more money. That's my thing. Bruh, I hope you did the right thing with the cash that you did bring in. I really do. See, because all this is suspect with the suing of Bob Arum. Now you claiming, or your team, I ain't gonna say you, but the talks is I ain't gonna say your team, but the talks is that you're to gain $10 million from this fight, the 8-figure pay, $8 million payday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do this one more time. See, we do mathematics out here on the East Coast. No shame on the whole state of Nebraska. No shame on anybody else who did get mathematics in Omaha. But for those who did not get mathematics, let that soak in right there. I think I might be the first one to, and those numbers might not be, actually, but it's close. But see, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you miss the key point. Ha ha. Let's say, woo! This is where I'm so glad this DJ right here promotes shows. This is why I'm so glad that I have the knowledge of what it takes, money-wise, to do the right thing. Let's just say, for the shit and giggle that it is, that 40,000 show up at $50 a heat. You get that $2 million. Let's just say, for shits and giggles, and we laughing like hell on the inside, that 200,000, 251 subscribers get that $39.95. They bring you that $8 million. You get your $10 million, Terrence. I'm out. See, this is why I hate a liar. There's something called the other player in this. Does David not get paid? And that's all you got. There's something called the promoter got to pay the venue. There's something called the promoter got to pay for security. There's something called the promoter got to pay for promotion. There's not even no promotions on this, dude. This is really, you don't need the promotion for Spence. Who have seen anything on this David dude? People have seen, the boxing fans have seen Spence. Whether they like Spence or don't like Spence, they've seen Spence enough. Let's just say that the pay-per-view is $39.95 to buy it. If they can't make it to Omaha, let's say it's going to be in Omaha. Ain't enough. That's why you and Spence was not negotiating Omaha. It made sense if y'all would have came to the Taj Mahal. Here, the money would have been ridiculous. Yeah. As big as the Taj Mahal is, woo! Them numbers would have been crazy. But you didn't want that. What you scared of, T? Come on, baby. Talk to Uncle L. What you scared of? Say something. Holler at me, baby. What you scared of, T? You knew, just like Porter knew, that it was the end of the road. You didn't want to do it no more. All that flip-flopping he was doing in the ring, which mess he ain't never done behind some of the biggest smokers. who smoked him, but get in there with you and a couple of taps. I mean, let me get off of that one. But anyway, Terrence, y'all some of the biggest con artists I've seen when it comes to promoting a fight, negotiating a fight, handling your business before getting in that ring of boxing. Con artists. That's what you guys have done. I'm not calling your names. It is what it is. Because you don't do what you did, bro, and get away with it. You just don't do it. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. This ain't a plea because you ain't going to do the right thing. Mm-mm. I wish you well on December the 10th. And I'm sure that you have all the support you need from Omaha because, like I said, Omaha is not a small, when I was there, I was surprised to see what I seen in reference to the brothers and sisters there in Omaha. I'm sure you got the greatest support out of Omaha. I'm not going to say your neighborhood. I'm going to say the whole city. You got the greatest support. But, bruh, that don't make sense right there. That right there means only you and you only going to get paid. The promoter gets nothing. David gets nothing. You've never had 200 pay-per-views. Never. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't got to believe me. I just showed you on screen what the information said. You don't have to believe me. What was it? Ring TV said November 27th last year. The turnout was only 135,000 pay-per-view buys. 135,000. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the most that he's ever had. Usually, says that check this out right here. It says Crawford, 38-0, 29 knockouts, has generated a combined 340,000 buys, pay-per-view buys in 3 fights. Now, what that breaks down, ladies and gentlemen, is this right here. Anybody quicker than me, go ahead and go for it. 113, we're going to give you 114,000 pay-per-views. Each fight for the last 3 fights. That makes you, dude. That makes you, what was it, 51? 251? That makes you 87,000 pay-per-views shorter. If you used to do 113,000 on this fight for December the 12th. Only guy nobody cares about. Other than the people in the UK. I'm sure they're rooting for their guy. They're happy that he got this fight. He gets some strong American recognition. Come from UK over to the Midwest of the United States of America. I'm sure they're really, really thrilled that they negotiated this deal with you, whatever the deal is. But you're not getting 10 million. Bro, you're not getting close to it. You just lost a lot of people on this one, dog. Now, I would say this right here. Whoever promoting this fight, hopefully they're doing some strong, big-time, juicy promoting in the UK. And they can pull out those 200,000 pay-per-views. But you won't get them out of America. And that's not to stunt your program, dog. It's just that it's common sense. Why would we pay for someone we don't even know nothing about? Never heard of this dude. Never. Come on, man. He's never been talked about at anybody's fights. Come on, Terrence. Are you serious? Gotcha. You're serious. You're serious. You really want to fight the best of the best. And you said you want to go up to 154 if you can't get. See, that's another thing. If you couldn't get Spence, why are you fighting now? Now they gonna put you to 154 to fight Charlo. Makes no sense. Stop. Come on, man. Il knows better than this, man. We know better than this, man. I'm gonna check this out right here.
Don't believe the hype.
And that's exactly what this is. Those in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, we know what that means. Don't believe the hype. This is a hype job right here. That's all he done. Him and his whole camp, from the ruler to the tutor, all they did is hyped up a whole bunch of nonsense. And I can't get into these people's minds as to what they were thinking, what they said, and what they thought. I can't do that. But something tells me, this is how fishy, since we're looking for fishes. I don't know, you're looking for minnows or little bitty brims. But you wasn't looking for the big tunas. You weren't looking for that. This fishy smell makes me feel that there's a lot of people in his camp knew what he was doing. They knew that Terrence was negotiating a deal just for money. Not legacy of fighting undefeated against stronghold fighters. Now, it's easy to say, people say, well, look at Mayweather. Dude, who was there left for Mayweather to fight? That was up there on the scale. He done beat everybody up there at the age where it's time for him to go ahead and retire. His last true legacy fight was Pacquiao. He accomplished what he needed. He did it all. He wasn't where Terrence is at 28 fights, 29 fights. He wasn't there. He didn't excel that. Went far and beyond because he stayed busy. Keep that in mind right there. Arena attendance, 40,000. I hope he get at least 80,000. Only 61,000 blacks in Omaha. I hope 20,000 whites, Hispanics show up for Terrence. Yeah, Omaha. Don't blame me. I just know mathematics. And this equation that you guys are seeing on the screen, it is what it is. Someone else can shoot me in message some type of other equation that makes sense. But this is the only thing that I came up with. And once again, if he's to get 10 million, and he talked about no guarantees, boy, come on. Who was giving him no guarantees and who is? Man, stop. Come on, T. We better than this, man. Omaha deserves better than this. So now, you're going to... I just thought about this. So now, Terrence, what I said, Omaha deserves better. What you're going to do is, you're going to leave a stank in the name of boxing on Omaha's name with what you just did. That's what you're going to do. So when people reference Omaha, yeah, y'all know that dude, man, he didn't want to fight one of the biggest when it was time to do it. And the other dude cleaned up the side of the street. Only telling the truth. And it was time to fight him. He ran and fought somebody else who wasn't even up on the scale yet. And this is not a sanctioned fight for you either. Ooh, gosh, that's too much stank on this. I don't know, maybe you did find some kind of fish out in that water when you was out there. I don't know. But I know what you didn't find. You didn't find the heart to do the right thing, bro. And it'd have been nice if you would have. Personally, I can't see. I'm not in the mind of Earl Spence and his camp, but personally, I can't see Earl want to deal with you ever again. I just can't see it. It's a disgrace what you did, man. A lot of people say, well, yo, Ed, why are you making a big thing? Why come he can't have a tune-up? He could have. He could have did it in the second quarter of this year. If you're crying about 3 months, hello, ladies and gentlemen. You want to fight in December. Earl wanted to fight in November. You want to fight in December. And I did that wrong. I gave you 3 months. I was thinking about November. January, February. 4th on top of that. So it's really, you fighting on the 10th. The fight they was thinking of was around February the 4th. So you're looking at 2 months. Man, what school did this boy go to? We need to telephone the principal, the guidance counselors, the receptionist at the reception desk, all teachers, PE teacher, science teacher, history teacher, mathematics teacher, homeroom teacher, and find out what in the hell is going on. What's the difference in fighting for one of the biggest fights of your life in 2 months? You strip that to fight somebody who ain't even on the radar in your hometown, to where, as you see on the screen, I left it there, the numbers just don't make sense. I don't know who the promoter of this one is, but if those numbers are true, you gotta get stuck, bro. Especially if Terrence does have guaranteed money of getting $10 million, 8-figure payday. You done got stuck, Chuck. David, you might need to go talk to Chucky, because Chucky made a bad move, and Chucky might not can promote you again. Because remember, we know Terrence ain't promoting this. That ain't his forte. That's the problem that Bob had with him. Dude, promote. Get out there. Make some noise. Instead of running your mouth saying something like, dude, shake, make a move. Maybe y'all need I don't know. Y'all got the Kansas City Chiefs close to you out there. I dare say maybe you need some football out there. Boy, sad part about this right here, the leadership is going on out there with this one right here. There's some more cats up under the umbrella that are real tough, are following the lead of this mess. Pitiful. Well, Spence, we'll see you next year, bruh. Shake this one off, smile about it, and just, call it what it is. A duck is a duck, and it quacked. That duck didn't want to stick his head down in the water and grab a fish out. Nah, he didn't want that. Nah. It might be a baby duck. That's what that is. They don't really know how to hunt for game yet. Baby ducks don't. So all that baby duck can do, Earl, is quack. It's a little older baby duck than you. You ain't a duck, you the big fish. But that little duck, well, let me tell you, but that baby duck is a little older than you, but all they can do is quack, quack. That's all they can do. They couldn't stick their head down in the water and grab out a fish. And take that back to the nesting spot and have a festivity of a feast. They couldn't do that. No, they couldn't do that. As I said, I laid all the information out, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you to make your determination on what you see, what you get. I think we've seen enough for those who kind of already knew where this was going with Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. There was too much going on in the background in reference to chitter chatter, too much time being wasted. Of course, the finger point was on both sides, with the Crawford camp pointing at the Spence camp pointing at the Crawford camp. Now, we can now see it is what it is, and the reason why I say that is because of this. You just cannot negotiate a deal with another fighter at the same time of a lower caliber who does not have the belts. And that's my thing. Earl got 3 belts, dog. He got 3 belts. He got the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. You got that little WBO. Earl got 3 belts. People, let me show you something, just in case if you don't want to believe me, what Earl got. Watch the screen. See those belts right there? Right there. You see those belts? That's what Earl got. That right there is what Earl got. 3 belts. Terrence didn't want no part of that. Didn't want no part of it. Everybody has chimed in on this upset. That's what it is. In boxing, there's always an upset in boxing. Everyone has chimed in. Ladies and gentlemen, there's several guys that I enjoy watching and gather a lot of information from. One is Boxing Ego. If you are new into getting into boxing and you want some good information, Boxing Ego is a great one to go to. I'm not a boxing channel, just that I love boxing, and I liked Earl Spence, and I like the fact that Earl Spence and Crawford was going to finally fight. That's the only reason why I'm here. And this is a disappointment of an upset that Terrence did what he did. Did he shock me in the way he did it? Yes. Did he shock me that he did it? No. It was just the way he did it. Honestly, I didn't think he wanted to fight, but I didn't think he would do it this way. But the other one is Fanon Boxing. Fanon is it's Fanon's International Boxing Channel. I'm sorry. Those two brothers, they're 2 separate entities. They're doing a thing on YouTube, Instagram. They're out there, they pushing it. Boxing news every day, all day. They're giving it to you. And these are some very elite brothers who go in depth and give you that knowledge on top of knowledge of boxing. And if my wife was in here, she could tell you from the time I wake up in the morning, I'm listening to it as I'm doing my work. I'm listening to either Fanon or Boxing Ego. And these two brothers, they with it. So if you want the latest and greatest of news, and I can't remember, I think it's that's Boxing Ego's slogan, the latest and greatest. If you want the latest and greatest of news, go check them out. And I'm not getting any plugs for this, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that, I hate to, as they call them, the casual fans, I hate to come across brothers and sisters who think they know something about boxing, but they really, really don't. And in order for them to get more further education on boxers, I feel those two brothers are 2 of the best. Not the only best, but 2 of the best that I enjoy watching that give some of the greats. And I do watch others, but those 2 are the 2 primary best that I watch day in and day out. I wrap it up in saying, guys, it is what it is. That fight between Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, it ain't gonna happen. It is what it is. Until next time, y'all check it out.